Hello guys, Nightspectre here, bringing you another League of Legends cast. As always, just starting in the game. Everyone is standing in the fountain, so let's go over the teams then quickly, shall we? We shall. First off, Diana. We're already hovering above her, so why not pick her first? She will be the mid laner for blue team. Right next to her is Elise, and she will be the jungler for blue team. A very high damage team, actually, now that I think about it. Top lane will be a Jayce, so yeah. This will be a very hard mid lane team to fight against. We'll see how red team will cope, of course. And then bottom lane will be a Caitlyn and a Janna. Red team will have a Jayce on top. Pretty good pick against the Jayce, one might say. Jayce is always kind of good against other bruisers or especially attack-based champions. Jayce not the most attack-based of champions because he loves to use abilities. He has a lot of them. We'll see how he'll cope. Should be fine. Shyvana will be jungling. It's been a while since I've actually casted a Shyvana. She hasn't been favored as much as she used to be back in Season 2. I remember Diamond playing her and then counter-jungling like a boss. Those were the days. So Shyvana, she could still do the same. Nidalee will be a middle-y. Always fine, I love Nidalee's, fun to watch as well, so this should be great. And then a support Leblanc, who's running teleport. Now, Leblancs don't really need flash, that I understand, but then why the teleport? Wouldn't an exhaust be better support-wise? Oh well, she will be supporting the Ezreal, so Ezreal also a very fleeting champion. Maybe she will teleport to other lanes and then use the chain of distortion. No, the chain, the ethereal chain, sorry for that, distortion is the dash ability. She might use the chains just to try and get a gank more able to do something. Jayce already showing some aggressiveness, but it is being traded equally with the Jayce player. It was actually the other way around, but who am I to judge things? Nidalee should actually have the hardest lane pre-level 6, even though Diana is quite strong. You might say, well, Diana needs to be 6 as well, and why wouldn't she? She has a dash, Lunar Rush, when she is level 6, so I think it should actually be a quiet lane in the middle. I'm more eager to see how this Leblanc will cope, actually, to be fair. It might also be the case that Jayce gets a kill. He is ghosting, but he is not going to leap strike, so Jayce will be fine. So yeah, for now I think bottom lane will be the lane where it is at. Leblanc, of course, a very bursty champion with base damage and all. She actually started with an amplifying tome there, so yeah, she wants to kill and she'll probably succeed so, because it is rather hard to play against a Leblanc player, especially as a Janna. She will be able to knock up the Leblanc when she uses her distortion, but if you're silenced, then good luck with that. Already down to 1/3 of her health. She, of course, will regen just well with a health potion. She has many of them. Oh, Shyvana actually got forced out of her jungle there by the Elise player. So the counter jungle getting counter jungled. My, you wouldn't think that. Caitlyn now taking a beating. She started off with the Dawn's Blade, so she won't be able to regen it just as easily as the Janna player does. Oh, that's a Sonic Blast missing there. A lot of minions for Jayce, and he is a level ahead on Jayce, so this will be a lot of experience. But it is Elise coming down for the pain, will of course repel away, ignite, trying to do what it does, but it's actually Elise jumping down from the repel. She didn't use it in the entirety of the fight, waiting to get a good jump on the Jayce player, and that was the right move indeed. Getting the first blood in the game, Jayce is going to miss a lot of minions there. A whole lot. So great play indeed, forcing Shyvana out of her jungle and then getting a successful gank onto the Jayce. Amazing. Great plays already, good sir. The bottom lane is pushing. It is of course a Caitlyn Janna lane, so it is easy to push. They might go for early turrets. It might be a wise thing because you don't want to have an extended laning phase against a Leblanc. Shyvana now going in for a gank onto the Diana, but Diana still had a flash. She doesn't have mana, so she probably was going to recall anyway, so she wouldn't mind all that much. The counter jungler now finding the counter jungler. Sorry, it's fun of saying it like that. So, Ezreal is coping relatively well considering Caitlyn is now... Well, I thought she was going to disappear from the lane, but she's still just standing back, being a little bit afraid of the Leblanc player. Which isn't necessary. Maybe they're waiting for Elise. Yeah, probably so. There isn't a ward where Elise is right about now. She is not going anywhere near a ward. So, one cocoon could change, and now she just walks forward. Weird, they didn't have vision at all. Maybe, well, Janna was probably being way too aggressive. But they didn't know. They purely didn't know. So, if they played it correctly, they might have been able to get a gank there. But then how would blue team know that they didn't ward? Well, Leblanc is running with Amplifying Tome. They should know. Jax with the counter-strike onto Jayce, but Jayce returning the favor to the skies, and then with the one final blow, he will get the kill. But Leblanc is now coming with the teleport. She misses the Ezreal chains though, but that doesn't matter. You have Ignite. And she turns the fight around, so that's what you use teleport for as a support, Leblanc. Poor Ezreal is now on the bottom lane trying to fend for himself there. He should be fine. Oh, Diana's level 6 and Nidalee is not. Oh, LeBlanc actually getting caught by Elise there. Will she be able to dodge the cocoon? It should still... No, it won't, but she distortions away just in time. So, great play, LeBlanc. You'll be able to escape with your life. And per Ezreal, one level... Well, no, he's level 5 as well, but still he is trying to hold on, but it won't last for that much longer, the turret. LeBlanc is needed on the bottom immediately. As I said before, blue team has no... Oh, Janna, be careful there. Blue team has no reason to get an extended laning phase on the bottom lane, because that works out in the favor of red team. LeBlancs are quite strong, especially considering that this LeBlanc player already has a Cage's lucky pick. Elise being aggressive once more on the Jax is going to leap strike on a spider, but they already disappear. It's a nice trick actually you can do with Elise. I think it was just a visual bug, but I once, well, today, went in spider form, then went back in human form, and my minions were tanking the turret, but the turret shot went to the minion, but he disappeared, and I don't think he died. Why you would use it, I don't know, but it's awesome to have anyway. Oh, a nice chain there coming down, but we're going in the middle when Nidalee gets ignited. Apparently that was the most important thing, according to the dynamic camera. He was kind of right. Nidalee is still being aggressive, noticing that Diana doesn't have any mana. One spear could do it all. Not enough damage on that spear, though. Does he level it first? He does. Oh, well, it happens, I suppose. She went for the Chalice of Harmony first, which, of course, reduces your damage output that you can perform. But it makes you a little bit more tanky. And the regen is quite nice to have as well. A nice grab there, again, by the Elise player. However, this time around... Shyvana is level 6, Elise only level 5. Well, Shyvanas, they can jungle very quickly with the burnout though. And the twin bite helps, of course, against the bigger champions. So she is trying to counter jungle a little bit. Did manage to steal the red buff, so that was fast. Did she do it in the short period of time that I wasn't looking at her? She might. Actually, the entirety of blue team is pushing this hard. They know. They probably know the best as they can that they pretty much have an early game comp. So they want to end this game as early as possible. Jax getting doped though by the Jayce player. He's going to walk back. He is ignited. Jax is as well, but Jax still has Ghost. However, one shock blast could kill him immediately. There is a minion blocking it though. He jumps to a ward. Will he be able to survive? The final minion is dead. Leblanc is approaching though. Will the shock blast land? It will not. Leblanc distortions closer. Will she land the ethereal chain? She will ward just to have some vision. The ethereal chains will land. The silence will commence. The ignite will go down, but distortion is still on cooldown. Jayce will barely survive. And the fight went in the middle as well. So let's walk back 15 seconds just to see how it happened. Well, Nidalee was walking in her own jungle as she cleanses away for nothing at all. Tries to heal with the Primal Surge, but it wasn't enough, so it was a quick kill. Nevertheless, Jayce, of course, as you can see, survives. Barely. He was pretty close to dying, though, because there was probably a Sigil of Silence ready to pop on his head. The cooldown of that isn't too big, but the damage output coming from Diana and Elise is just insane. Venomous Bite should be off cooldown relatively close. She's going to repel, and Venomous Bite for the final kill. That Elise, man, she is going on a rampage, quite literally, because she's on a killing spree. And blue team, man, they know how to take this game in control, and they want to use it in the most possible ways. They already got one turret. The minute that Jayce is back in lane, he's probably going to have top turret. They have been dealing quite the amounts of damage onto the middle turret. Of course, a harder turret to push. Nevertheless, they'll try to just pressure the entire lane. Pressure the entire game, really. Each lane is being pressured by blue team onto red team. Red team doesn't really have an answer. What red team could do, however, because I like their poke above. Well, actually I don't prefer their poke over blue team's poke. Okay, you have a Nidalee, one of the best poke champions in the game, but fighting a Jayce and a Caitlyn, pretty hard, especially with the Janna. Jayce now trying to run away, using the hammer to smack away at the Jax. Will get knocked to go to the wall a little bit by Shyvana, but not enough, and she's all by herself. Jax is not coming with him. So Shyvana is now in a very bad situation. Jax now coming back for the leap strike and power strike also, but it won't be enough for now. Elise is there, trying to use a counter strike to stun her, will succeed. Repel has been used, however Cocoon has not been used. She will use Venomous Bite to get closer to the Jax. Will the Spiderling be enough? Well, I know the Venomous Bite will be enough, so that is another kill for the Elise player. She is now again on a higher killing spree as Janna clears a ward. Janna is actually good poke as well, especially with a Caitlyn. She can increase the damage of Pit over Pacemaker. And she has a Howling Gale of herself. That's a lot of dashes there coming through by Leblanc from the other side of the field. Barry being used very correctly there. Janna using the Monsoon to knock the Ezreal towards the Caitlyn. Is going to use Ace in the hole, but he has a barrier himself. He walks onto a cupcake though. Run, Ezreal. Run like the wind. The wind now hitting the Leblanc player though, and up from above comes the Janna for a quick double kill. And there was nothing they could do about it, except not engaging in the fight in the first place. But it was a long fight, so I can't blame them that Janna was able to just come from the middle. And a quick repel there coming down from Elise. She wants to go in hard. Of course, if Janna is able to land the Crescent Strike, she can Lunar Rush Nidalee to death. It won't be necessary though, for it will be Elise with a Venomous Bite getting a quick kill. And personally, I don't think Shyvana can tank this. One Cocoon from Elise will mean death to her, so she will need to back away. She has made the same mistake. Well, she has made the mistake once to try and defend her tower. It didn't work, and it won't work now, because Janna now is 2 levels ahead onto her. And now LeBlanc again with a gank on top. Probably now she will succeed in getting the Jayce with a quick auto attack and a Sigil of Silence. It's all you need. Glory to you. Cocoon being dodged there with the burnout by Shyvana. She's so quick. But the damage output from Elise is just insane. She has a blue buff. I think she's not been giving them to Janna because, well, let's be honest, blue on Elise is quite nice to have. Not necessary for a quick jungle though, for your spider form should just be adequate enough to jungle quickly. But the amount of poke and damage she's able to do just by walking into a lane, sending out the volatile spiderling and using the neurotoxin, that's all you need. So with this dragon, blue team will have a 6,000 gold lead. Nidalee trying to face check, needs to be careful. Of course, Elise with her spiderlings just needs to walk away and the spiderlings will form a shield against Nidalee's javelins. So she should be fine. Of course, if she goes into a human form, she might be in trouble, which she is doing now. Will get hit by the spear, will land the Cocoon, but Nidalee cleanses it away as if it were nothing. Elise can still repel towards the red minion there. She will do it, but Nidalee, of course, with the takedown, does more than enough damage. Will get aced in the hole and the Janna onto her. She can Lunar Rush. I'm surprised that she doesn't use it. It's not on cooldown. She could have used the double Lunar Rush. Now, of course, Ezreal is too close and Nidalee will back away. At the same time that all happened, top lane had some action as well, which we're going to watch right about now. Leblanc coming from far away, just landing the Sigil of Silence and all the rest, Jax really. But the Ignite was important, though it could have been, yeah, it was Jax's Ignite, so Leblanc didn't really do all that much because the Ezreal chains landed on a minion instead. It happens. But her presence did make it certain that Jax was able to get the quick kill onto Jayce, who still hasn't destroyed his top tower. I thought he would have gotten it before the middle tower of red team would have gotten destroyed, but apparently I was wrong. Then again, the bottom lane of blue team did manage to get 2 towers already, as Nidalee is now going to jump over a wall. Actually, if Diana would have followed, she would have been able to get it. Oh no, she used Lunar Rush incorrectly. Well, incorrectly. She probably wasn't able to hit the Crescent Strike, and therefore you don't get a refresh on your Lunar Rush. It happens. Caitlyn and Janna are now approaching to the Nidalee, though. She is a Nidalee, but escaping a Janna? Well, with a flash, it's doable. I'll give her that. Lands the spear onto the Diana. Does she care? I don't think so, for Elise is approaching. Another spear getting dodged by the Caitlyn. Ezreal, ooh, that's a Lunar Rush you didn't want to do. Volatile Spiraling, not doing as much damage. Of course, Elise probably leveled her Neurotoxin first. We'll check this out. Yes, indeed, level 5. Volatile Spiraling level 2, though. So it's getting there. Though leveling Neurotoxin is, of course, the best bet you have to do. It increases your percentual damage output. So isn't that what you all want from an ability? And you get 2 percentual spells out of it. So yeah, level that first, will you? Especially as a jungler. I mean, I do know you want Skittering Frenzy. Oh, it's a bait among baits. Of course, the Leblanc is running like there's no tomorrow. Is going to try and juke it around? Why? There was a Nidalee standing right next to you who wants to use Primal Surge onto you, and you just walk away. Well, it happens, I suppose. Maybe she thought that the Jayce player would come from above. Oh, Nidalee. Almost there. Almost getting the blind kill there. Diana using Lunar Rush very aggressively to get a quick blue. So she knew that Nidalee was approaching. Nidalee now gets cocooned though. Ezreal gets knocked up during his 2-shot barrage. That only hit the Janna. Then again, Ezreal and Nidalee are very good at getting away, but they can't take that much damage though. A kill for the Caitlyn. Is it her first? Yeah, I thought as much. Caitlyn has been playing great, of course. She's out farming Ezreal. She is a Caitlyn though. It's quite easy to do with that long of a range. But getting a kill as well, great. There's no flaws on this. They're pushing the middle. They are succeeding. Nidalee trying to throw spears down, but I think the goal differentiation is just too much at this early point of the game. We're only 70 minutes into the game and 5 turrets have already been destroyed by blue team. There's only one inner turret standing. It's the top one, which is, to be honest, not the most important one. It's the least important one. It's the closest to the Baron, so if you want to push that lane, by all means do it. You can then go for a quick Baron afterwards. Or be like Caitlyn now and push the bottom lane, making it so that someone needs to defend the bottom lane, which is the furthest away of Baron as well. And then you can go for a quick Baron. Though, as blue team is playing now, I don't think they require Baron. They are so far ahead, relatively speaking, that they can just waltz into the base. Well, the relative speaking was of course the waltzing in the base. They aren't going to dance, though they could. But with a waltz you need to be able to dance with 2, and I don't think Riot has implemented dual dances. It would be awesome, Riot. Would require a lot of animating though. Yeah, it's probably too much work. Though you could do it for some champions, like Caitlyn and Vi. Oh no, Ezreal, I think you're going to die. He does have flash, but I don't think that will work against a Diana doing that much damage, having a Lunar Rush ready to pop. So he didn't even bother flashing away. I thought that he stood a chance if he would have flashed Arcane Shifted at the same time. Then again, he might have thought that Diana would have gone for a flash straight after him as well with a Lunar Rush, meaning that then escape would have been no longer possible. Pale Cascade could have landed as well. No, wait, it's Moonfall that could have landed as well. Pale Cascade is a shield. Sorry! Being terrible today. How could I live with myself? Well, Nidalee apparently can. Using Primal Surge, you can live longer. Dragon will be up in 30 seconds, though I think the inhibitor tower is having more problems. Jax is nowhere near. Ezreal, thank God, has just found Nidalee is low on mana, is going to get doved on by Diana. But she just walks away. Look at this Iron Solari being popped, Diana. No, it's the Leblanc Nightspectre. Leblanc did some damage on Caitlyn, not as much though, not as much as a Leblanc player needs to. She even cheekily tried to go for a Magi Soul Stealer to the skies and away! And Jax is dead for today. So yeah, Leblanc has the Magi Soul Stealer. She has, I don't think, a single Soul Engorgement on it, so that is a highly cost item for a support player. I know it's good when you get stacks on it, But as a LeBlanc, if you use Distortion offensively, you can't really get away. You can get away with buying Magi Soulstealer as a support, don't get me wrong. You are able... You probably mostly get ignored in the fights. Well, the fight is going to interrupt, so I'm going to have to stop LeBlanc coming in from the rear, using her ultimate to get another Distortion out with the Mimic. Shyvana isn't that lucky though. And there's a Spider coming in from above. She's fairly low, but that will be the end of that. Ezreal farming on the bottom. Oh, that spear actually landed there. Poor Caitlyn, where is she? Oh, there she is. Stood on a Nidalee trap as well. She's going to get chased down. Flashes over the spear. Oh my. And then goes straight to Baron. Jax knows where you are. He could... Well, he's going for it apparently. Not sure if he's going to catch it, but he's going for it. He's going to get it. She won't expect this at all. Is she going to get away? No, she won't. Boom. Goes the Empowered Strike. And just empower. And Ezreal trying to get a turret before he dies. He will do it with his barrier. Well, he got some much needed gold to his team. He isn't worth anything anyway, but they gave up. In the end, can't really blame them. The gold differentiation is just way too much for only 20 minutes into the game. So a short game it was, but a decisive one at that. Blue team knew they had a mid-game composition and they used it perfectly. They pushed towers relentlessly and it worked out in the end. So guys, I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time. Whatever it is I'll do, whenever it is I'll do it. Thank you for watching and goodbye.